Good morning. So, the interlocution I have for you this morning is from Our Lady, and this one is about the existence of Satan and evil. My children, how it grieves my motherly heart that so many of you no longer believe in the existence of Satan and of evil. Can't you see that the physical world mirrors the spiritual world? There is good and evil in the physical world because there is good and evil in the spiritual world. You lock your doors at night and put your food in safe places because burglars exist and vermin and other animals that seek out food. Can't you see that you need the same protection for your spiritual souls from evil spirits? The only protection is from living lives of holiness and prayer and repenting as soon as possible from any sins you commit. My children, evil spirits are like aggressive vultures looking for food at any cost, and you must not be so foolish as to believe that they don't exist simply because you don't see them. Never before have the ministries of deliverance and exorcism been so needed in your world. Again I say to you, read the lives of the saints, and especially of the terrible battles that many of them had with demons. So there we have Our Lady being very, very clear about the existence of demons and basically the need for spiritual protection. And sometimes I hear people saying, well, I'm a good person, and so because I'm a good person, I'm okay, demons have nothing to do with me. But yet if you're a good person, you wouldn't say, oh, I'm a good person, so I don't lock my house at night and I leave the back door open, and because I'm a good person, I won't be burgled. In fact, it could be quite the opposite. If you're a good person, you're perhaps more likely to have a nice house, you're perhaps more likely to have nice things inside, and perhaps if you were burgled, someone would find something far better than a bad person who would spend all their money on whiskey and beer, if you like. So, demons don't care whether you're good or bad. Demons are demons. In fact, that they seek after sometimes even the good people, because it's like, it gives them even more pleasure to bring them down. And so Our Lady then is speaking about the need for protection. The need for protection, of course, comes from prayer, and prayer from the heart especially. And she's also saying that the ministries like deliverance and exorcism are so badly needed in today's world, because once we get these things in, well then in order to get them out and stuff, people do need deliverance and people do need healing. And so Our Lady then, as always, she's asking us and encouraging us to read the lives of the saints, because the lives of the saints speak a lot about things like evil spirits and their effect on us, and some of them, of course, have terrible battles like Padre Pio with evil spirits. And so finally, just to say that all over the world nowadays, there are many inner healing ministries and deliverance ministries that help people grow in the love with Jesus and also help people heal of things that happened to them in their past, whether things they did or things that were done to them, but either way, wounds in their lives that created openings, and these openings gave certain amount of access to evil spirits or demons in their lives. And maybe I just finished by saying that some people have these very, very romantic, perhaps, notions that evil spirits are just to do with levitation and what you see in the Exorcist films and people spitting out nails or something. What they don't realize is that evil spirits are actually far more subtle, that there are also lots of evil spirits who just entice people to anger, to hatred, to unforgiveness, to bitterness, to hatred maybe of God, hatred of the church, unbelief, mockery, gossip, talking. And then, of course, there are also all the lustful ones and sexual ones and occult ones and all the rest. But sometimes, some categories of them, like the sex and lust, if you like, kind of get over-exaggerated. And then all the other ones, like the pride and the anger and all these other ones, kind of get accepted, like, oh, well, they're not as bad as there's other things over there. So sometimes, actually, these ones sort of have a field day, if you like, because while people are so busy at times rooting out vices in their lives or dispositions such as lust and stuff, they don't spend half as much time basically rooting out these other things like unforgiveness and anger and jealousy and religious hypocrisy and judging other people. And so when Jesus walked the earth, he spent a lot of time reprimanding the scribes, a lot of time reprimanding the Pharisees and the hardness of heart that they had. So Our Lady as well is calling us to understanding this whole realm of good and evil is far broader than what we may think, and actually applies to every single person and applies to all of us, which is why it's so important for us all to be always doing an examination of conscience, making good confessions, and bringing our weaknesses to Jesus, and being aware that weaknesses come in many different forms, shapes, and sizes, and that we need to have protection against each and every weakness, and no type of demon, if you like, is acceptable. So, on that note, seek out inner healing, seek out deliverance, educate yourselves about it, and happy Valentine's Day.